sure to subscribe and watch until the end so that you see the message in the story. It's not a bad story, it's a good story. It's a story about hope, it's a story about taking a negative situation and turning it into the best experience of your life. So this is a story time video, and it's a story about parts of my life that I'm sharing with you. But most importantly, it's just for you to take some inspiration from that. A lot of the times, again, we're living an Instagram life. We're sharing the filtered, amazing things that we go through instead of just sharing the struggles. I'm not saying that we must focus on struggles, no. But if we share struggles, we know that someone can overcome those struggles. So the story time is called Attacked in Mauritius. Cue dramatic music. So in 2016, I got a job at Lewone College in Tlhabane, in Phokeng, Rustenburg. Loved that school. And but I went through some things and I wasn't happy. And I ended up looking around for another job, but not seriously looking, just exploring. And this job post comes up for school in Mauritius, and I applied. At that time, I'd never been to Mauritius. I'd heard of it, super jealous of people who are going there. I mean, obviously an island. And long story short, I get the job. And it's July of 2016. Now, what I didn't know was that Cambridge schools start in August. You think only American schools start in August? No. These Northern Hemisphere schools start in August. And if the curriculum is from the Northern Hemisphere, then you also going to start in August. So I was going to a British curriculum school, and they said to me, 6 weeks, we want you here. 6 weeks, guys. 6 weeks. Like, you need to give a term's notice, and I need to give 6 weeks. That time, I'm new at my job. I need to go and disappoint people and tell them that the plans they had for me need to be cancelled because I'm going on this journey. And it was a really tough thing to do. I'd fallen in love with the kids at Lewone. I'd fallen in love with teaching in South Africa. I had just graduated in March of that year. Like, I just felt it was a bit of a rush, but I decided to just go for it. Okay? Cool. So there it is. It's August, but then something happens. My fiance can't come with me. He doesn't have a job yet. We're not married. He can't come on a spousal visa. And it was a really rough road for us. And I will be sharing in another story time just kind of what we did about that. How did we manage to make it to Mauritius together and live there for a whole 2.5 beautiful years. Anyway, so I get on this airplane, one way to Mauritius. I barely signed a contract. I know there's like a proposal contract. I haven't signed anything. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't have that much money. I'm going with God, guys. Like, I was going with faith. So I end up in Mauritius, and I'm treated beautifully. I get a beautiful apartment near the beach. I go through some struggles because they speak French in Mauritius, and my French was very bad, like non-existent. So it was hectic. It was hectic, but I think I made it work. And eventually, Butula joined me to visit me a month later. So we booked a ticket for him to fly and visit me, and help me find a permanent residence where I'm going to stay until he joins me at the end of that year. So this is now like September that this happens. And I'm sharing the story because it's September, and it's like the 4-year anniversary since I was attacked in Mauritius. And I tell the story not because I want people to be afraid of Mauritius. I just want to share that, GBV, crime is everywhere in the world. It's not isolated to South Africa. It's all over. Xenophobia is all over, So I am there for a month, and Butula helped me find a place. Literally, like 2 or 3 days after he leaves, colleagues of mine dropped me off at the supermarket to go and buy some things, and I decided I want to walk home. I love to walk around. When I travel, I think walking is the best thing. So I decided now I'm going to walk home. It was going to be like less than a kilometer. But to walk home, I have to go through this alleyway. Okay? An alley, guys. An alley. Again, I remember thinking, as I start walking down this alley, I see 2 young men approaching me. It's crazy, the irony. I'm like, oh, it's so nice to feel safe in an alley with 2 men. Right. Anyway. So I'm walking, but something South African in me starts to register their appearance. I'm like, he's tall, he's short, he's darker, He's wearing Velcro sneakers. He's wearing a blue shirt. He's wearing a white shirt. He has broad shoulders. He looks older. He looks young. That one has a cell phone. I'm just like absorbing all this like visual information that I think we've been trained to do in this country. Fine. They walk past me. I keep walking. Nothing says to me to look back. Nothing. But then I do look back eventually because I'm not at the end of the alley yet. And there's like a bush on the side and there's apartments on the side. And then the tall one, the one in the white shirt, is on the phone. And I think obviously because, you know, he was on the phone but pretending, I guess. So as I'm walking, guys, within like a couple of seconds, all I feel is a hand rip into my clothes and pull me to the ground. Okay. And he literally, as I land, for some reason I land like this. And my handbag is locked here. But the packet I was holding has flown. The glass, everything that was breakable broke. Because we're also on like, not like a gravel, we're on like a gravel road, but with like rocks, big bouldery rocks, and just sand, right? So I'm landing on this hard surface, and he literally straddles me across my midsection here by my ribs. And he starts to punch me in the head. And as he's punching me in the head, this other one is trying to steal my handbag. Okay? Now, people say adrenaline kicks in. I don't even know what that means. But something kicked in and I started to lose my mind. I was yelling so loud. What I didn't realize is I was punching this guy back. So we're having like this punching match. Like, he's punching, I'm like giving as good as I get. But as he's punching me, my head keeps knocking this rock that I've landed on. I'm screaming so loud, people start to come out of the apartment building. The guy who lives in the house on this side comes out of his house, and these two managed to get my handbag. My cell phone's in there, my South African cards are in there. I don't even have a Mauritian bank account yet. I don't have Mauritian medical aid. Guys, I was, like I said, I went with God to Mauritius. So these people helped me. A lady in a scooter tries to chase after them because they dive into this like mesh of greenery. Okay, so it's crazy. It's just a lot. Okay, had to catch my breath so I could tell the story like effectively. So I've been attacked by these two young men. Mauritians come out full force to help me. The real estate agent who helped me find where I was living was mortified. She was like, oh my God, like, how could this happen to you? The whole South African community comes together and helped me find a really nice place. So I end up living beachfront in Mauritius in Grombe. Like, I get this amazing apartment at a rental that is ridiculous. So I went from living in some dingy place because I was starting out to living at the beach. So again, sometimes something bad will happen to you, but God has plans depending on your resilience. Also, you will know your boss in times of crisis. So the guy who was head of the school, man, he was amazing. He called my husband, he called my mom to let them know that I'm okay. He called the superintendent in Mauritius and told them that one of my teachers who's a foreigner has been attacked and you need to find these people. Like, it's not okay. What happened to her? My cell phone was taken. Like I said, my cards were taken. The only people that I remembered where they lived were my colleagues because we had just gone for a beach picnic with my husband the previous weekend with Butelo. So I asked the police, after taking me to the government hospital in Mauritius, where again, no one speaks English. I was by myself, had to get x-rays. I found out that I was bleeding here. I had a cut on my skull. I was bleeding there. I had to get checked because I had bruises. But because, you know, thank the Lord for African voluptuousness, I had some padding. So at least I didn't get any broken, fractured things, you know. And fighting back apparently really helped me out. But I ended up at my colleague's doorstep at 9 p.m. at night. Clothes ripped, bleeding, dirty, a mess, with nothing. And I had to try and contact home and let them know what happened to me. and I stayed with my colleagues for a while. And you know, they're just such good people, and I really appreciate them doing that for me. So I decided I'm not going to leave. A part of me wanted to leave, but I decided I'm not going to leave. I made this decision. I've already left a job after 7 months, you know, and I need to show resilience. I need to show that anything can happen to you and you can recover from it. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to just stay after being attacked in Mauritius. But what happened was I met people who were compassionate. I met Mauritians who are full of love, who were so inviting into their homes, who taught me French, who broke bread with me, invited us to their birthday parties, invited us out to dinners and lunches. And I think it's important to share this because we love to talk about the negative. We love to talk about the bad things that happen to us. We never say that even though the one bad thing happened, from the one bad thing that happened to me, a million beautiful things happened to me. So GBV, xenophobia, it happens, yes. People get attacked for different reasons in our countries, and I can't take that away. But the message I'm trying to share with you today is you cannot live your life focusing on the bad that has happened. People will show you that they are good from bad situations. It's called equilibrium. You need to take the good and the bad and have some balance. And that's what I want to leave with you today. That my story time of being attacked in Mauritius is to share balance with you. Whenever you're feeling too happy, be ready for something bad to happen to bring you back down. We must never be too happy or too sad. We must want to be content. So thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. Please like, share, subscribe, but comment. Share your stories with me. Have you ever been attacked? Are you someone who knows of someone who's been attacked, experienced GBV, experienced xenophobia? I can sit here today as a South African and say that I've had a xenophobic attack. It happens to the best of us. We are not exempt. So we need to stop xenophobia. Really. We are all human before anything else. The borders of our countries are human constructs. God didn't draw those lines. We drew those lines. We created the separation. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy my content. Talk to teacher.